What is up, YouTube? So I'm now 4 weeks post-op from my surgery on my fibula and the dislocation of my ankle. So about 5 weeks ago, I was playing handball and I was running and I tried to drop my feet and slide and catch a ball. My foot got stuck in the turf and my body went over it, dislocated it, broke my fibula. That day they put me under whatever you call it, and they popped my ankle back in, put me in a cast, and I was like that for 4 days till I had my surgery. I got plates, screws, a syndesmosis screw, and a tight rope. And that tight rope is supposed to basically secure the ligament that tore, because I tore a lot of ligaments. So this is basically kind of where I'm at so far, 4 weeks post-surgery. Got a boot, as you can see. I'm going to rip that off quick. When you are taking your boot off, when you take these straps off, if you can see that, hopefully, fold them over. Otherwise, you get a bunch of junk and like hair stuck to it. So fold them onto each other. The nurse told me that, but your nurse might not tell you that. So 4 weeks in, I started PT today. I started doing like a little bit here and there with myself, just with like a resistance band and just kind of moving the ankle around. Every time I take my boot off, I just kind of go in like circles and stuff. Just get some movement. I've always been able to move my toes. I know a lot of people, like they'll hit a nerve during surgery or something and the toes don't move for a few weeks. I guess that's normal. I'm thankful I did not have that. My recovery's gone really well. I'm kind of ahead of schedule in a lot of ways as far as like the boot goes and PT goes. My stitches got taken out yesterday, which is awesome because they got really uncomfortable. But I just kind of want to make a video on where I'm at 4 weeks and then kind of talk about like what you should expect in the first 4 weeks, or at least not even what you should expect, but what I went through and what I kind of like. Sorry, I didn't itch. Or at least kind of like what I experienced. So for my PT, I just started doing simple things like this. Pull that back to where the knee is at, and then just flex it, move it. Let it come back all the way. Get the full range of motion. That's what it's all about, range of motion, mobility. Very immobile. Very immobile. A lot of it has to do with swelling, kind of in the top part of the ankle, and my Achilles is like twice the size of my left foot. You can kind of see when I do this. That bends like that, no problem. And this is like just super limited. I have no flexion in that area. The plantar flexion, and then dorsiflexion is like back. Dorsiflexion is actually doing a lot better. It's rough. Anyway, I am grateful to be where I'm at. So, for those of you at week 1, I am sorry. Week 1 sucks. Week 1 is in bed constantly. Don't feel lazy if you're in bed for 20 to 24 hours a day. There's not much you can do. I tried to get outside. Like I hop down the stairs with my crutches. Every time you hop out of bed, it's like your foot just swells up immediately. It's so painful. And then all the way down the stairs is just, it's painful. You can't carry anything, so I tried to carry a chair with my crutches. I'm like hooking like this and just hopping around, and you catch something weird and your crutch slips, and it's scary. So yeah, be careful and just try to take it with like, try to take it easy. And just what I kept telling myself is that I may not have another thing happen to me in my life. Hopefully not. That's going to slow me down the way this did. And I'm trying to take that as a good thing because it's like it's a new experience. It's something that I would not have experienced had this not happened. And I think in life, we're all about experience. Like life is an experience in general. Life is one big macro experience. And you get to experience these micro experiences that make up your macro experience. And getting another micro experience under your belt is valuable, even when it doesn't seem like it at the time. So I knew that I'd rather be experiencing something else. But like a lot of times, life just gets so monotonous, especially when you're working and you are trying to pay the bills and put food on the table. As a father, I'm trying to put food on the table all the time, right? And then not only that, but I'm thinking of like my kids' future and our future as a family and how we want to live and survive and work. So it's a lot, and I don't have time to slow down. I don't have time to get injured. And that was valuable because if I didn't have this injury, I never would have slowed down, but I had to. And it sucked and it was scary, but I had to. I had no other choice. I couldn't fight through it, at least for those first couple weeks. Um, so I tried to take that mindset on immediately. And I think that was really valuable. It helped me to rest. It helped me to think and kind of process and to evaluate where I'm at and where I want to be and how I can get there. And I'm still trying to kind of figure those things out as I go and have another few weeks of recovery. Because there's a lot of wasted time too. I mean, when you're laying in bed all day, it's like, you're like, I just need to think and write down, but your phone's right there and then you scroll for hours on end anyway. And that's really too bad. It's too bad that I spent a lot of days doing that. But it also made it way more visible to me to recognize that. I've been paying attention to the screen time on my phone. I turn that on so I can really see how much time I'm wasting and or spending. Yeah, there's a lot of wasted time. A lot of time spent on entertainment. I watched a couple movies. I honestly wish I watched more movies instead of scrolling because it probably would have been. There's probably some better movies out there than there is just Instagram reels. You know what to expect when you scroll on Instagram. So week 1 was hard. Week 2 was a little better, but not much. So week 2, I kind of started weaning off the pain meds a little bit. I had to take, I think I just still took ibuprofen at nighttime, maybe when I woke up, just to reduce the swelling. When I say swelling, it was like the first week, and I think the first week and a half, I would get out of bed to go pee, and I would be standing up trying to take a piss, and the blood would just like dump into my foot and just like swell up like a balloon, and there was so much pressure going to my foot. I couldn't direct any pressure here, and I couldn't go because there was so much pain and swelling in my foot, which sounds crazy. And it's like, I think if I was in your shoes not going through it, I'd be like, yeah, okay. I'm serious. Like there's a couple times I had to like sit down and pee because I'm just like, I couldn't. There was so much blood and pressure going to my foot. And it was just like wincing in pain. I couldn't direct that pressure anywhere else. It was painful. And the only thing to do was like hurry up, get back in bed, and throw my foot up on my 3 pillows that I had stacked up. There's some like sweet pillows where you put it up and it like also supports your knee. That is something underrated. If you have your foot elevated, please elevate your knee. I wouldn't have even thought of it. I was just like sitting up like this and it was like stopping right here and then all this was floating, but you're still working, like your leg's not resting. I don't think about that stuff. I think maybe it's just a one-track mind. People are like, elevate your foot, and I elevate my foot, and I'm like straining my knee the entire time. And I think it was my wife is just like, you want something under your knee? And I like thought, I'm like, yeah, that would actually be really awesome. And the whole time it's just like I had this kind of system where I had like this pillow and a blanket and 2 pillows stacked here, and then one going the long way. So it's like my entire leg from here on up, like my hamstring on up, was all connected to something at an angle. And that took off so much pressure. That was miraculous. Week 3, I got into the boot. Yeah, I got into the boot after 2 weeks. So week 3, I got into a boot. Boot actually kind of sucked. It was not as comfortable. It pushed on my incisions a lot more than the cast did. My incision also healed really quick, so the stitches got really annoying, and that was part of it. But I got like this air cast, so you can pump up this cast. And I couldn't use it because it was pushing right into my incision. So the boot wasn't even as tight as it should have been the entire time. But it ended up being fine. I'm okay. My foot's healing okay. I started getting a little more confident around 4 weeks, which was good and bad because I just kind of be more careless with it in the boot. And I'd be like coming out of the bathroom or something, I'd just bang it on the door frame and I'd be like, ah. So overall, it felt good, but it resulted in like just banging it around even more and hurting myself unnecessarily. First week was like, do not come near me. Like my kids, I'm like, I like kind of had to sit them down and talk to them like, Daddy really misses being able to play with you and hold you and hug you and yada yada yada. But you cannot come near my foot. It would have been awful if it got bumped at all in the cast. It was just, it was brutal. I started driving after 2.5 weeks. Driving my left foot, throw my right foot up like that over the console. That was fun. A lot of people really loved when I told them that I did that. But I had to get around for work. I'm self-employed. I was only able to take off a certain amount of time. Like I said, it was a blessing in ways, but it made life really stressful. Either having to rely on my wife bringing me somewhere, and no matter where we went, I was in pain. The ride was uncomfortable. My foot was out the window the entire time, up on the side mirrors, elevated, until I could start figuring out how to drive myself. So anyway, back to today. Back to yesterday. Yesterday, I got my stitches out. No more aspirin. No more pain meds. I got to clear to start aggressive PT. I get to take the boot off in 2 weeks, I believe. Yeah, my 6-week follow-up, I'm going to get x-rays, make sure everything's good, make sure that bone is healing appropriately, and they'll have me stand 100% of my weight on this foot. I don't know if that means stand up on one leg or what, because I can already do this. I'm doing this now. I can stand up on 2 legs. I'm 200 pounds, almost on the dot. I've lost like 8 pounds since this happened, and I got about 100 pounds on each leg right now, so I don't know. I don't know what that means. I don't know if this means that I might have 100% of my weight on this foot, or if that means like standing on one foot, but I don't know. Either way, it doesn't hurt at all, so I'm doing pretty good. Yeah, that's where I'm at. Take it easy the first couple weeks. Take it slow. Accept where you're at. It sucks. Accept it. Try to find the good in it. Try to rest. Try to do the things that you wish you would have done. Try to learn something. That was my thing. I was like, I want to learn something every day. Guess how many things I learned? Pretty much nothing. I learned. I watch videos on like weightlifting and stuff and ankle recovery, but I wanted to learn something cool every single day. And it's like, you do that for 4 weeks, man, you learn 28 cool new things. That'd be great. I didn't do that. That was a goal, not a very good goal. I should have created a system to actually do it. I should have had a plan to watch 3 YouTube videos and write a small report on said thing. That would have been awesome. I should still do that. Am I going to? I hope so. Anyways, just work. Don't let this time go to waste. I let a lot of it go to waste, but I also took advantage of the rest, and just mentally, I think I'm kind of trying to figure out. I've been able to understand myself a little bit more and how I think and what I want to do, etc. Also, get a scooter. Get a scooter. It just frees up your hands. I mean, on those crutches all day, that sucks. After 2 weeks, I was like getting around a little bit. I mean, taking breaks because my foot was swelling, but I was on crutches for 4 hours one day, and I just like bruised under my arms. That was brutal. And when you don't like rely on under your arms so much, and you kind of like straighten your arms and your elbows hurt and your wrists hurt, it's just terrible. So get a scooter. At least you can kind of just like sit there with one leg up and talk with your hands like I do all the time, and just pick stuff up, get around so much quicker. It's amazing. So anyway, that's kind of all I have right now. I kind of want to post some shorts on just like how I'm kind of walking and getting around, and I'm doing a lot of like hops. My left leg's getting great at hopping. I hop all over the time. I hop all the time and all over the place when this is not accessible, or even like it's just inconvenient to grab. But that basket, dude, that thing, thing's amazing. It's miraculous. Anyway, I've been wanting to make this video. I kind of want to make like a weekly video, but getting down into my gym is tough. So yeah. Good luck. If you are going through this or an injury similar, good luck. Try to stay in high spirits. There can be, and I believe there will be, good that comes from this. Just kind of figure out how you want to grow from it. Make a plan to grow from it, and I think you'll grow from it, and you'll be better off. And that's my goal. I love you. hop, hop.